Hello, Ben with the DIY Homefront, and I'm taking care of some tools today. We're working on clamps, so let me show you what I got going on. These two clamps are relatively new. I've only had them a year or so. But these other clamps I've had quite a long time. And I should have done this probably a long time ago, but you can see how there's rust built up on these. I'm going to go ahead and clean these all up, and I'll show you how I do it. The lubricant I'm using is designed to work with Volkswagen sunroofs, but it's what I had on hand and it was easy, and I have a lot of it. So that's what I'm using, along with a scotch-brite and a razor blade if I really need to scratch some rust off. And all I do is I put some of the grease on it. My hand really warms it up because it's a little cool out today. Another reason why I chose this grease is because it's clear, so it's not going to stain the wood if it bumps up against it. And I'm really wanting to work this into the metal, so to speak. That's what I'm really after. So once I've got it on a couple, I just take my my Brillo pad, my scotch-brite, and I'm trying to work the oil into the metal as well as clean it at the same time. Up and down. And that gets about 90% of the stuff off. But if it's really caked on rust, I end up using a scraper. And when I say scraper, I mean I use a razor blade. I use a razor blade to get off any of the rust or any of the glue or anything else that might be stuck to it. I use these clamps for a lot more than just woodworking. So besides stain and polyurethane, there might be caulk or some grease on it from other things. Well, I have about 25 of these clamps I need to do, and I do it the same way on all of them. So let's move on to something else. Well, I put plenty of that clear sunroof grease on all these when I was using the scotch-brite to clean them up. And I'm going to end up wiping a lot of that excess off. One reason is because the clear grease is no longer clear because it's full of rust particles. And the other reason why is when I do use this on raw wood, I don't want a bunch of oil on the wood. Oil and grease repel stain and polyurethane, which means it can be difficult to finish a woodworking project or get a great finish on it. Well, I still have a lot more of these clamps to do, but let me show you what the finished ones look like. It's a lot easier on these large clamps to actually see where there was the buildup of rust particles on it. All the discolored areas, or where there was some kind of rust or glue or something. Well, there you have it. Sometimes owning and taking care of tools is a full-time job in itself. Well, like, subscribe, check out all of my other playlists, and I'll see you in the next video.